Why was circumcision so controversial in the New Testament?
That's a great question, because if you look at the Old Testament, like when God comes to Abram, he says, I want all of your descendants to be circumcised, right? And anybody who's not circumcised is going to be cut off. And then you get to Moses and the same thing comes down. And so when you get to the life of Jesus, pretty much the covenant people of God had always been the Jews. I mean, and they thought, hey, this promise is for us. And Jesus is like, no. Remember, the promise to Abraham initially was that I'm going to give you a descendant, who is Jesus, who will bless all nations. The salvation's going to all nations. And so now the question is, okay, the Messiah has come. He's died. He's raised from the dead. The hope of the gospel's there. Now what happens when this message goes out to Gentiles and they're like, hey, I'd like to follow that guy. Do they have to be circumcised or not? And the answer that comes back in the New Testament is no. And you're like, whoa, what about, he said to Abram, anyone who's not circumcised is cut off. And the New Testament says that Jesus was cut off for you. Like, he fulfilled all of the law on your behalf. You don't claim your righteousness anymore. You claim his righteousness anymore. And by putting faith in him, you are circumcised in a different way, not of the flesh, but you are circumcised in the heart, and all of your righteousness is a gift from him, and therefore the Gentiles did not have to be circumcised to receive salvation.